Hello Cancer, and welcome to your July reading already. So I've meditated and called in my guides and spirits and prelayed like usual the first layer of cards and what Spirit wanted to talk to you about. The three first cards, that's going to be the subject or the underlying energy. The first card I had is the Three of Wands. We're talking about expectations, watching our ships come in after we've made decisions or based on actions from the past or beliefs and things like that. So it's a card of expectation. After that, I've got the King of Cups. So that's you, your masculine side, whether you're feminine or masculine. We all have the feminine and the masculine inside of us. And that is knowing exactly how we feel. Having that solidity in knowing what we love, what moves us, and that secure emotional status. But right after, these two came out. So the Three of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. So these three cards together, they're talking about something that is coming, linked with, it can be linked with your family or with something that you've been investing for a long time. If we're talking about work, it's somewhere you've been working for a long time, but there's a heartbreak, a disappointment attached to it. If we're talking about family, it could be happening within the family situation. Or it can be also generational in the sense of the pain we carry from one generation to another. And that is something that we come in here with, or that we learn when as a child, that can patterns that provoke heart pain. I say that because you're finishing a cycle here in the month of July, Cancer. How it's showing up in your month. The first three cards I have here, the Seven of Pentacles. So this is reassessing, looking at where we're investing, and especially if there's a heartbreak in something that was very solid and long lasting. Here we're reassessing where we put our energy and what we're getting out of it. It's tending our garden and things like that. There's going to be clarity on it. And the Ten of Cups. 10 being end of a cycle also. But it's kind of noticing the maximum of happiness we can get out of a situation. It's kind of clear. Seeing the ceiling of the amount of happiness or emotional fulfillment that we have in a situation. We live the Ten of Cups many times in our lives, and every time at a different level. If we're in a growth process, like the Ten of Cups when you were a teenager is not the same as when you're in your 30s or 50s, because of your level of consciousness. Your level of emotional satisfaction will be similar. So after that, I have the Five of Wands. So there's that conflict here. And after that, I've got the World, end of that cycle. So there's something inside of you that was blocking you from attaining a higher level of emotional satisfaction, of sharing emotions and all of that. You're reassessing it, discovering the conflict, or living it inside or outside of you, because there is that Three of Swords there that can come from conflict in the family. And then the outcome, I have the Tower. So whatever you discover, the truth you discover, or the insight that you have in this, by closing your cycle, what does not resonate with you anymore will crumble. If it was a belief, if it was a situation, the divine is crumbling it because it was not based on sound foundations, or foundations that do not resonate with you anymore. After that, I have the Emperor. So we're talking about another very strong masculine aspect. So it's the way you act out there, that you control your life and you make your decisions. And the last card is the Five of Pentacles. So maybe in that family situation you felt left out in the cold, abandonment issues and things like that. If we've been transferred abandonment issues from family karma, we're going to live it out in our lives as many times as we can understand it, and therefore close that cycle and evolve from it. So that could probably be it. Bottom of the deck, I have Justice. So either this situation will have to resolve itself through court, or this is karmic justice. Decided that you've understood the lesson of what it is to be left out in the cold. The lack mentality on every level. It can be financial, but it can also be emotionally, or in the actions, you know, like if you've been working in a company for so long and everybody else has promotions except you and all of that, it was because you had that. So with these cards, I think that you overcome this energy, Cancer, in the month of July. So let's clarify. I call upon Spirit, I call upon my guides, I call upon the light. Help me clarify the reading for Cancer for the month of July. Cancer for the month of July. By the way, happy birthday to all of you that are celebrating your birthday in this beautiful summer season. Okay, Spirit, talk to me about the Three of Swords. Talk to me about the Three of Swords here. What is that disappointment and pain based on? Three of Swords for Cancer. Three of Swords. I have the Pope. Another very institutional card. Can be also a Taurus. It can represent marriage. It can represent long-term commitments. So it's really something that you have been investing in for a very long time, or waiting for a very long time, but you get the clarity on it. Talk to me about the Three of Wands. What were you expecting? I think you were expecting it. You went and felt inside and you were expecting that something wasn't so right there. This is feeling powerless a bit when people strategize around us or act in the dark behind us. Seven of Swords. In a way you were expecting it. And there's a danger in expecting like for the other shoe to drop, or that there's crookery happening and all of that, because in a way we can also self-prophetize and self-fulfilling prophecy, as we say, and create it also in our reality. Talk to me about the Sun. What is the clarity they get? What is the clarity here on their level of happiness, on their Ten of Cups? What do they get? What do they understand, Cancer? Because the Sun is our capacity to shine also. It's our inner child, our soul being all gung-ho and happy. So it's reassessing all of that. Yeah. There's a decision here to be taken about that. And here I have the Fool and the Ace of Cups. Love, but self-love also. And they're starting a brand new cycle. So you are starting a brand new cycle. There's an understanding that you got on that pain and on that disappointment. And you have to take a decision about it. Really see clearly, relying on your intuition, relying on what the sun, because see, this is a decision that we have to rely on our intuition because we don't see everything clearly. But with the sun there, or maybe you're dealing with a Leo, with the sun there, things are going to become very clear for you and almost propulsing you into this new cycle with emotional love there. Look at that. Because you have the World and then the Fool. So right away, it's that new cycle coming in. Maybe your decision, you're making a decision about something that you love or someone that you love. Because the King of Cups knows what he loves, who he loves, what he feels. Talk to me about that Five of Wands here. What's that conflict about? What's that conflict about? Could have been something that you've been waiting for a very long time to have clarity on, that put you in the state of not exactly knowing what to do with this situation. Here with the conflict, I got the Queen of Cups. So we have the King and the Queen of Cups. We could be talking about a couple here, but we are also talking about your feminine side, the inside your emotions. See, she's looking at her cup. So there was maybe inner conflict, because with those two here, we're talking more about inner conflict than anything else. Inner conflict about maybe that new start where you had to take a decision. What's the World? Show me the World for Cancer. Show me the World for Cancer. I saw the Moon a bit. So it's inner work. That's a lot of spiritual work here. Understanding where your heartache come from. Your disappointments in life, where they come from. So you have another 10 of Wands. That's 3 tens. You're really finishing something. 10 of Wands, it's all those things we've been carrying for so long. It can be responsibilities, but it can be also when we're trying to accomplish something and it's like the never-ending, we never seem to be getting there. Now it's the end of that. I have again the 10 of Pentacle. I have the High Priestess. I had the Pope, now the High Priestess with the Ten of Pentacles here and the disappointment. And I have the Nine of Pentacles. So that's the single lady. But you can be in couple and be the Nine of Pentacles, because that just means finding one's solidity, recognizing our values and what we have accomplished until now, and being strong in that position. So here with the High Priestess, it's really going inside, and I wouldn't be surprised if it has to do with family, either your direct family, if you're married or something like that, or like I was saying, generational patterns, generational karma that was transferred to you, and now you see clearly the root of it and the why of it and the lesson of it through your High Priestess, through your connection to your higher self, everything that is hidden, the hidden knowledge. That means that we can feel inside of us, and how it would come out in the 3D world, because that's the counterpart. Here the spirituality, here religion, here everything that is unconscious, that is in the darkness, here everything that is out there, discernment or our decisions or the shape that it takes. So when we have like familiar karma deep inside our unconscious here, it's gonna come out in reality, in the way we act, in the way we use our discernment, the way we see life, the way we expect things to come, and bring us the result here that for you was heartbreak, disappointment. It's the end of that cycle. You see now inside of you where the conflict came. Conflict between what your higher self knows is true and what maybe your ego was warning you about or being afraid of, and all of that. So it creates a conflict inside. And who do we listen to? So here you see clearly. Wouldn't be surprised that strength would come out. So the Tower. Tell me about the Tower, Spirit. Talk to me about the Tower. Talk to me about the Tower. Oh. The Tower, okay. Okay. So this realization is gonna have a huge impact. Talk to me about the Emperor. I'll come back on the Tower later. The Emperor. So we have the repeat of the Three of Wands here. Okay, we have the repeat of the Three of Wands here. And see, instead of being with betrayal, sneaky things, and being cheated and all of that, in what we expect those boats to be filled with, we have victory and success. So it's a big change, and that is because you took control here. You took control of your life. You've mastered it. Here, Five of Pentacles. And I think you've mastered the energy of the Five of Pentacles. Because like the Seven of Swords, if you expect not to be heard, not to be supported by the people around you, by your family, or the universe also, this is what you're going to create, because you have that false belief of not being enough, or not having enough, or all of that. And that could have been passed to you through your family, either in the way that you were educated, experiences from your past, or even, you know, maybe your mother or your father had the same thing and they just passed it on, you know. Show me the Five of Pentacles. Show me the Five of Pentacles, Spirit. So it's an inner decision that you'll have to take so that you can start receiving love, abundant love, and start on a new journey in this month. At one point you're gonna feel like, okay, do I hold on to these old pains? And now that I understand where they come from, I will not associate myself with this anymore. It will not be part of my identity anymore. Here we have the Five of Swords, another deceiving energy. But also mental strategy also. Five of Wands was there. Show me how this will come out. These are two fives. So they're very hard energies, five, to live and to experience and to understand. You see how one can imagine heartbreak and it will be reflected in the people that you meet. This is a mirror. The Two of Cups is, yes, it's love when we meet someone and all of that, but everyone we meet are mirrors of ourselves, in the sense that where we vibrate, they will vibrate at the same level, in a mirror effect. So if you're imagining these things, this is what you're getting in front of you, and this is what you're receiving. But here there's a success over what you're expecting now. Now they're explaining how that Five of Pentacles was really acting up on you. Now we have the King of Swords. Mental clarity, being strong. Do you want to talk about that tower, that double tower? King of Swords is taking decisions. He's not in Two of Swords anymore. He takes a decision. He sees clearly everything and can plan in the future. He will cut out what no longer serves him anymore. Queen of Swords, King and Queen of Swords, you're really cutting out. See, you're leaving your old baggage behind and you're healing. So that, see, now it comes back again, but with Temperance. Because these are going to be healed emotions. You see the tempering, your experience that have been happening, now they're going to be healed. Because of this very strong air couple inside of you, even if you're Cancer. Here, having clarity, knowing what no longer serves you, being able to cut it from your mind, leaving your old baggage behind. These are all the experiences that you have. And when I say leaving our old story behind, this is part of it. You've experienced this enough. It's filled here. And you know that this is not satisfying. You're turning your back on it and going on to get an Ace of Cups on a brand new journey, or a Two of Cups. but that would be healed, not filled with these things here. Healed because you understood your karma here. You understood, so you're able to go on another cycle with a brand new way of seeing things, of understanding things. Therefore, your experience is going to be different. Here, 9 of Cups. So this 8 of Cups was to go get that Ace of Cups. And remember that the Ace of Cups is, first of all, that cup is made of our self-love. Okay? If you don't love yourself a lot, that cup is super small. So you don't receive a lot of peace and emotional grace and plenitude. This has to be healthy. Or if it's broken, you're going to leak everywhere and always be in a lack. So this cup has to be whole. Do you want to talk about the Tower now? It's crumbling down. The way you were thinking before is crumbling down. It's like a moment of total clarity. Because you go inside with integrity to look really at the dynamics in your life, family dynamics, things like that. Yeah, what you were holding on to, because we do hold on to our story when we've been betrayed or things like that. It's very hard to forgive when we hold on to that story because we're still attached to what has happened to us. So to forgive somebody is we are able to do it at the moment that we're ready to let go of what happened. And by having the understanding of our part in it, in a way, because everything is a dynamic, by understanding that it will crumble, what you've been holding on to will crumble, giving you the opportunity to see in front in a more positive manner, in a more controlled manner. The devil is crumbling. What was keeping you in half a reality, because the devil is on half a cube here, he's on half a knowledge, and what you've experienced, you thought that that was it, all that you've known. This is the end gesture he makes. All you see is all there is. So you thought that was your reality, so you're getting out of that. So that's beautiful, Cancer. It's a big breakthrough that is going to affect the rest of your life if this resonates with you, and that you're able to really let go of your old baggage. You're going to start a new cycle that's going to bring you people on a totally different level that are going to resonate for you at the level that you are. So this is your reading. I'm gonna send you love and light, and namaste, and see you next month. Okay?